Okay, guys, good morning to all of you. Today is the 19th of June, 2025. Crazy Market Talk with Kel. Be crazy with crazy. All right, guys, good morning to you. Today, we have a lot of information to go through because we just had the FOMC results. Okay, we go to that very, very shortly. But before that, disclaimer apply as usual. And of course, after that, we will do the second segment whereby we go into yesterday's market. We'll still look at DAX. But on top of that, I will talk about the very important KCB that we shared yesterday as well, so that today we can do a follow-up from here. Okay, all right. So let's talk about the global market first, yeah? Okay, let's go. Now, first of all, the Federal Reserve have hold interest rate as expected, but still see two rate cuts this year. So this two rate cut is exactly the same thing I mentioned the last few weeks. I said that there will be two cuts, and likely there'll be the one that'll be coming in September, and of course the next one depending on the market by then. Yeah. So let's see what the main thing is. The Federal Reserve feels that now there's a very good chance there'll be higher inflation, which I told you, right? By end of this year, our chicken rice, our wonton mee will go up again in price. And I've said this since what, February? March, I've been telling you that this will happen by end of the year, and look, it's happening. Okay, and now it's the Federal Reserve that's telling the whole world itself that do expect higher inflation because of the tariffs that have happened, and of course the things that's going up in prices. Yeah. So the thing is that let me just get the dot plot for you. Okay, so this is something that I want you all to take a look. Very, very important. Yeah. 7 of the 19 participants indicated that they wanted no cut this year. I repeat, out of 19 of them, 7 said no cut, no, 7. Okay, up from 4 in March itself. That means that, right, there are people really don't want a cut this year. So that means that there are people now, previously they wanted a cut, now there are more and more people want a cut because they know that if this cut going to happen, inflation will go up. That's for sure, because the dollar will depreciate in value. And when that happens, it's out that the problem will be even heavier, because the reason why they have interest rate at a high level is to basically reduce inflation. So if you go and cut it now, or whatever it is, then the inflation is not going down, go back up again, then it goes back to the vicious cycle, right? Then they'll repeat the same thing over and over again. And guys, look at this chart here itself. Since 2002, yeah, you notice that the thing is always the same. Let me get my thing here. You notice that, that's mine. Okay. You notice that whenever there's a rate cut, right, is because there's going to be a good chance of a recession. So you can see right now, right, it's happening again. When you have rate cutting, you will see this recession. And you notice that once the recession kick in, right, the rate cut will fly down literally. The rate cut will really fly down. Okay, pump, come down very fast. Yeah. So that's the reason why I am very, very confident that we're going to see a recession by end of this year, based on what we're seeing right now. So with the dot plot saying that there will be rate cuts, and based on what we're seeing now in the global market, there's a very good chance that history will show that there will be a technical recession if there's no full-blown recession coming in. And you can see that the GDP forecast has came down. You can see that. So they are already basically showing that the data that show that the GDP is moving downwards itself, even though the Federal Reserve insists that it's still growing at a solid pace, low unemployment, and somewhat elevated inflation. It's like, okay. So they are just telling you that, okay, still okay, not so bad. Things are still acceptable, yeah? Okay. So of course, Donald Trump wants to push for rate cut, and he wants it. So now I'll tell you something that will happen very soon, okay? Now, in my opinion, this is what will happen. Now the market, right, basically is at that upbeat, right, off of the highest point, that's for sure. Okay. Then what we are doing now is that there will be now is this period, right, is now June, yeah, June 25. Okay. Now, what I suspect will happen in the near term is that the market itself will slowly go down all the way until we see September period. Okay. And then after that, we'll see the stock market slowly but surely going up all the way in this way. Why? Because the Federal Reserve, right, most likely, right, Jerome Powell will be removed from his position, And then after that, Donald Trump will definitely bring in someone very, very, very dovish into the market. All right, because you can see that he really, derated power as a stupid for not pushing the committee to cut interest rate itself. Okay, so this is something that very sad to see, but that is what's happening right now. So the next person going into the Federal Reserve definitely going to be very, 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 bullish to cut the interest rate. And when it does that as well, right, then what happens? You'll see gold prices shooting up at a very crazy speed. That's why I say that gold in the long haul, right, is still going to be a very good one if you ask me itself. Okay, right, gold. Yeah, so guys, take note of this. I can take a picture of this right now. I'm taking myself. Okay, tell you that. All right, and the next thing is the current situation now between Iran and Israel is still ongoing, and that's why oil prices still maintaining, and that is not good for the economy. And of course, we still have this very massive problem of the $36 trillion hitting 37 trillion very soon. Okay, all these are going to be a big problem for Donald Trump. All right, so look at the Fed fund rate itself right now. You can see that there is expectation of no rate cut in this July 30th. But there's a very strong indication in September. And you see that now, yesterday was at below 30%, right? Today already hit 58.4%. Very, very high chance we'll see a rate cut by September. So that's why towards September, I think the market will drop first. Then after that, they get what they want, and then we're going to see market price going up. Okay. Let me get a dot plot. I didn't get a dot plot. Fed dot plot. Okay, let me get the dot plot up for us. Take a look, and you actually see that one. Dot plot is just at night, and then a rough gauge lah. It's not gonna be like definitely like that itself. We see the dot plot. Do they show it here? Some empty spaces, so should be able to see. Where are you? Okay, here dot plot. So you can see that a lot of them is looking at as in the okay, majority of them have decided that they should really from hiking to stay, right, to stay itself. All right, stay, right, lesser people actually cut in the 25. So most of them want the market, they think to stay on, yeah. So that's why you see the number actually changes from here to here itself. Okay. All right. So we know that the Dow Jones came down a little bit towards the end, but still because the whole issue now unrest on this Israel and Iran, they feel that maybe we could have a way of dissolve this. That's why the market is still holding up. But do note that today is a US holiday, and very important, Friday is a triple witching. Friday is the third Friday of June, so it's a triple witching. And this time around, the amount of money involved is very big. In fact, the biggest amount. So usually for triple witching, right, we will actually see either market go down first, then recover, or go up first, then come down. So watch out for triple witching. Yeah, this will happen on Friday. Okay, so that's why the market is expected to be moving, because if you notice the market has been moving for the last 2-3 weeks, right? Because they're all preparing for this triple witching. Okay. Now, oil price itself, right, is still, people are asking now, I thought there's a war ongoing now, why the oil price pull back. Because the oil price is not able to go much higher, is because there is a global, reduced demand for it. All right, so that's why people are like, hey, question mark, hey, called war, but then the oil price doesn't really go up as much as possible. Yeah. And also you can see right now, like, why is it so difficult to penetrate into Iran, and why Donald Trump tell the people in Tehran to get out, because that is where the military site is, and also the research center. So that's why Donald Trump is telling people to get out from here, because if they want to bomb, they'll bomb this place itself. Okay, so that is why. But then apparently it's all right. It's not easy, because the only one can really hit the Iran side itself, right, is to bring in the one and only America super bomber, which is where is it? Onia. Okay, it's the GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrator, called an MOP, a MOP. Right, US is the only country that has this bunker buster weapon. Okay, as the only country with the aircraft capable of transporting and deploying the B-2 Spirit stealth bomber. All right, so that's why you can see Israel are very, very keen to work with US, and they really want to get rid of Iran. So that's why it's not going to be an easy job. Yeah, so it's a very big aircraft, and that only US has it. So that's why US can hold the power of dollar. Okay, and of course we all know that right now, right, the Donald Trump is still very busy meeting the national securities on Iran and Israel. US trying to prepare people from Israel. Yeah. And of course, the very funny thing is that, right, apparently with Donald Trump will come out his own phone, and this phone is going to be like made in China. So funny. Okay, so that is so interesting. Yeah, Donald Trump phone. Okay, all right, he's really a businessman. Yeah. Okay, guys, so that will be the important thing to share with you. At least you get a heads up of the market. So let's go to the market today, this morning. But remember, today is a US holiday. So the market will trade a little bit, but after that, it will fizzle out. Yeah, so please take note of that. And the next thing coming will be this triple witching already. Okay, so today is a doji directional day for the Dow Jones. So the market will use the OP as a guide. This morning, the Dow already came down, and you look at it, this is crazy stuff. The market really came down, triggered by KCB, the one I've been talking for a long, long while, and then came very close by to the pivot, as what we mentioned this morning during the market outlook. So that's why I say our system is really, really world-class level. All right. And remember, because the KSI is green in color, KSX is black in color, so every technical level must buy back. So for those who shorted the market with me, have you bought back some at the earlier stage when you hit the 0.22034? Yeah, done that. Very good. Well done. Okay, so the thing is this, the market today is closed, right? So let me give a simple idea. If the market stays down, it has to break this pivot 2 for further downside. Now, but this further downside is quite scary. I told you if the market really breaks down, the next KCB is 41,587. Yeah, quite a distant downwards. Yeah, so take note. One thing to note is that yesterday the market did try to go up, right? It went up. Then after that, it fell, and that again targeted the 2 MA. It was MA 30 and MA 200. So by closing below the 2 MA, it's actually towards a bear side already. Yeah. So this one, I want to tell you this. If ever the KSI turns red, yeah, and the bar is also red, yeah, wow, there will be some serious selling. Okay, how serious? I think the next number you can see is 41,051. Sorry, you cannot see from here, a bit glaring. Yeah, 41,051. So where we are right now is 42,077. So it's a 1,000 point potential movement. So look out for the KSI. If the KSI turns red, it could be a heavy selling. Okay. All right. It could be a very heavy selling on this one here as well. Let me do a short video on this. Yeah. Just bear with me for a while today. Your marketing need to be done. Okay. So I'm saying that now, right? The Dow Jones. Here we are. So I'm saying now the Dow Jones itself, right, is trading at 42,077. If the Dow Jones do break 41,587, which is over here itself, the Dow Jones could actually goes down all the way to 41,051. So watch out for the KSI. If it's turn red color, then this is going to be completed. Right, so traders be careful for this stuff. Okay, so I'm doing video recording on top of video. All right, so that is what's happening for the Dow Jones. So be very, very careful if this actually happened. Yeah. Okay, all clear yourself, press the next first number 1 for this morning. Okay, thank you very much. Now, this is gold, and people have been asking, Kel, when can I buy gold? I said that can buy gold, but not yet. Because why? The elephant trade is still moving, but there's one good sign today. What is that? Anyone can tell me what's a good sign today? Why today, to me, is a good sign that gold might be facing a potential bottom already. Anyone can see the chart right now and tell me? Why do I say that? I say potentially, not say 100% yet. What's the main thing that I share with you for a market bottom itself? Anyone? Anyone can tell me? I'll give you 5 seconds. A few keywords will be good enough. Don't need to write story. A few keywords. 10. Nobody? MA30. Elephant trade got to do MA30. What's the MA? Okay, for elephant trade itself, right, there are a few conditions, right? There's one condition that's very important to know whether the market is bottoming or not. Anyone can tell me? touch pivot to no, I haven't touched on today. Haven't touched, huh? I think today potentially might be a market bottom. So what did I pick it up? Okay. All right. So the answer is, you notice that the today low, right, seemingly is higher than yesterday's low. Now, of course, this one can change, yeah. It can change, yeah. But the thing is this, for a market bottom itself, right, there's always one classic sign is that the low gets higher. Can you see that? The low gets higher. So you look at every time triangle pattern, right? All the triangle pattern will face and have the same thing. So for triangle pattern to manifest, the low has to lift up from the previous day. So that is the key for that. So, okay. So if the today market can hang around here, that's a good sign already. Then tomorrow, what you want to see is that the market breaks above the high. So let's say we do a hypothetical thing here as well, that the market that is where it is. Then you can see that's why the market always will recover after a triangle down, and then after that followed by a bottoming effect here itself. Okay, all clear? All right, so all traders understand here. And plus some more, the KSI is green in color as well, right? That's interesting. Okay, so let's say we want to squeeze the market. Okay, yesterday's low is everyone take note now. Yesterday's low is at 33.62, right? 33.62. Okay, but they have a line. Okay, 33.62. I put a line down here first. I want you to see something very interesting. Okay, even though I have not prepared myself for this, but I kind of experienced stock as well, right? I roughly somehow feel or know what the boys will be doing soon. Yeah. Okay, so I put a low at 33.62. Okay, now I go to the 5-minute chart. Everyone take a look. Remember, the day chart itself is green. Yeah, the day chart is green. Okay, so this is a 5-minute chart of gold, right? Okay, okay, pull it down. Okay, guys, can you see that? So this is the low of the market, 33.62. All right. So the thing is this: if the market breaks down here itself, okay, that means that it breaks the previous day low, right? So it can go even lower, yeah. So if the thing is that if it doesn't break and then recover, all right, that means that we probably see a market bottom already. So let's say it breaks, then when will I put a buy order? I will look at buy order here itself, which at 33.56. 33.56. This will be the buy level that I'll be watching for gold today. If the gold do come down and I want to buy for longer term, 33.56 KTR -1 will be my level. But then there must be one condition. Don't put a buy limit order yet, because you want the market to go down first, then recover, then you buy. So if you put a buy limit order, dangerous. You can go to KTR -2, -3, then how? Correct. So don't put a buy limit order. Just put a signal and alert somewhere there. And if the market hit 3356, if the community can come in together, why not? And everybody sound the alarm. Yeah. Okay. All clear? If all clear, press number 2 right now. Now, why do I do that? Because yesterday, right, when gold came down, remember yesterday gold came down, a lot of people was asking the same question. How come, how come gold like that? But you look at it yesterday, yesterday's chart itself, right? Okay, hold on a minute. Yesterday's gold, right? It came down all the way. This is the opening price of the day, right? It went all the way down, hit the KTR, they go all the way up, right? You see, that's why hitting the KTR is very important. Okay, so that's why yesterday, those who traded with me, we made some money on the long side also, yeah. Okay, so today, if you think that the gold will not break the low, then somewhere around here will be a good level. Take a look, but you have to be safe. Then the KTR is okay. Okay, so that is for gold chart for today. Yeah. All right, last one, we'll talk about this next market, and that will be the oil. Okay, so oil, you can see very clearly it has bump up, it has pulled back. Now, I want to show something very interesting here. So everyone, I show you through this one, it'll be easier to see. Okay, take this away. And then put in crude oil. Okay, so you can see that crude oil basically blasts up all the way, right? During the back Iran thingy. So put a high Fibo, come to here. You will see that the 50% mark is there. The 50% mark, right, is actually here. So from point A all the way to point B, all right, and then the pullback at the 50% mark is exactly here, which the market opened and shoot up, right? So that means this is orchestrated. That means that you are oil. If nothing goes wrong, we will go back to here. All right. Anyone want to side back with me? I said that oil, if there's no pullback, oil will be heading towards there. And that level will be, what number is that? That level will be $77.63. Okay. 7763. I believe that crude oil will go back there again. Now it's only $4.72, right? Current price. So that means that if the market stays above OP, if you dare to buy some crude oil, you just buy above OP and you hold your position until you see 7763. Okay. So because of what I'm saying right now, you can see where market A to B pull back, then stop at 50%, then stop at 38.2, right? So all these are it's a big hallmarker that there's someone controlling this crude oil now. So that's why as long as it's stable OP, it will go there. If it doesn't stay OP, then exercise cut. All right, all clear? If all clear, press number 3 right now. My motive is very simple. Just want you guys to make money from the market, nothing else. Yeah, you make money, you don't share with me anyway. Correct. But you make money, I'm happy for you. Okay, all right. Okay, last one before we go. Okay, it's the currency market. I do currency every time, so I'm not gonna miss out. Today's currency, right, will be pound. Now, why I bring pound the picture? Because we see BOE, they basically has a holding onto their rates itself because of inflation seemingly holding. Now, BOE side is our Bank of England. You can see that the KSI, the KCX are all bearish. That's why we're having some selling pressure. And today DJDD. So today pound has the potential to come down to 1.3362. That means the dollar is buying up. So the dollar is buying up. I repeat to you, right? There's only one reason why dollar is buying up. It's because there could be a understanding that something may happen next few days. All right, I just saw some reports saying that next 72 hours or 96 hours, there'll be something happen again. I mean, we've been seeing this, until a bit of fatigue already. But nonetheless, all right, the reason why the dollar is increasing in value is because people are preparing for the big war and stuff. Yeah, so that's why you see the currency opposite coming down. Okay. All right, so that is a thing that you must take note of. Okay, guys, we'll take a short break for about 1 minute or so, get some water for myself. Then we come back for the revision for 18th of June market. Thank you very much for listening.